What it do, people? You know what it is, and you know what it sounds like. NBA, picking with Pop. Happy Friday. Yeah, kid, let's get it.
Great fire. Rich famous.
Winner, chicken dinner, money long clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one, pop-a-vism. Coupe or gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the bang line in the air, throwing signals.
Winner, chicken dinner. 100,000 on the table, 100,000 in the bank account. I'm trying to get rich. Who else in the building trying to break the house? What it do, people? Happy Friday, like I said. It's birthday weekend. It's birthday vibes. My birthday is Sunday. Scorpios, we the best. Quick recap before we get into today's NBA ticket. 10 games on the ticket today. I love the ticket today. Not so much yesterday, but just for those that may have just found my video, you're not really familiar with Popovich TV. First and foremost, every Friday I go live at 10 p.m. So if you want to see me get on here, talk my shit, do what we do every Friday outside of the sports, because I do talk sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, and of course, Popovisms 101. Definitely swing the block or swing back around the block at 10 p.m. tonight. We will be going live. Second thing is in my introduction video about the NBA and picking with Pop. This is the first time that I've attempted to, run through all the games, give y'all my insight, let you know who I'm betting on. And like most of the people that watch these, YouTube videos, these professional videos, a lot of y'all, a lot of us is really just degenerate gamblers. And for me personally, I would say I'm not a sharp, I'm not a square. I definitely know a little something, but just chasing the parlays and chasing, just gambling on some degenerate shit. However, as the recent weeks, recent months, started doing a little more one pick and jumping into deep waters and looking for the picks that we feel we got the best feel on and putting some money on and winning. And since I've been keeping track, although I've been doing one picks before September, you see the one pick locks, one picks. Since September 8th, I've been keeping track. So October 8th, that's a month. Almost coming up on 2 months. So far, I've done 35 games, 36 last night. We had Denver. I put 230 on Denver to win 200. And we lost. Actually, I got to change that to a loss. I always put the check first, hoping to win and talk it into fruition. But you see the X right there. But my record out of these 36 games, I'm 20-16. So we above 500. And these one picks include baseball, hockey, NFL. And real quick, I know this is the NBA, picking with Pop. But I just got to let y'all know, I do know what I'm talking about. It's probably going to take me a little minute to do NBA picks and videos every day. But as far as the football season, picking all of the games, I'm 68-54. And as far as the locks, not from Yonkers, the locks that get you and me, the winner chicken dinners, I'm 25-18. Last week, 5-1. Week before that, 5-1. Week before that, 4-2. We started off a little slow. That's why we only 7 games above 500. And oh, by the way, last night I had the LA Rams straight up to win. I didn't bet on them, but I did give the pick out along with Denver. Now that that's clear, let's get to the NBA ticket today. Just gotta be clear. Also for the NBA season on the locks, we 3-3, so no losses yet. But as far as the overall picks, we are 7-9. Yesterday we went 1-3. The only game we won yesterday was the Minnesota Timberwolves over Sacramento. And I told y'all, you ain't win no games all preseason. Now you think you're just going to come in and win your first game at home. No light the beam for you. And I know, Jay, I know you had them as a premium. I'm sorry you lost because I didn't even have that as a premium. And, oh, by the way, shout out Jay and Pick Dogs. in my first video and now, because again, even though I've been betting and gambling every day, I haven't been doing it in this format. And so salute to him, because it takes it's a lot of work, and it takes definitely dedication to jump on here, break down every game, and to be profitable. So even though I'm tagging him, I'm being funny, but I'm not. I fucks with him. All right, with that being said, let's get to today's picks. All right, first game up, we got Brooklyn out on the road at Orlando. Orlando was given 11.5. They definitely spanked Miami. Miami was a premium, if you will, player today on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever it was, and they beat the shit out of Miami. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know what Jimmy Butler was doing, Eric Spoelstra, whatever, but it was close, 32 in the first inning or the first quarter. Then after that, you know what I mean? Like, you going to jail now. They just spanked them boys. Brooklyn was out on the road at Atlanta. Atlanta didn't cover. Brooklyn covered. Atlanta's they're gonna be an eye team. We don't know how the rookie gonna do, whatever his ratio or whatever his name is. But in this one here, I wouldn't be surprised if Orlando spanks them. They are at home. They was one of the best ATS teams last year as far as picking, beating the spread or the number that Vegas says. I'm not going to be surprised if, obviously, Brooklyn ain't no Miami, but I think it's a little overreaction, if you will. Maybe Vegas is right on this one. But I like Brooklyn. I'm going to take Brooklyn. I'm not going to bet on this game, but I like Brooklyn for the sake of the channel. Next on the board, we got the Philadelphia 76ers out of the country at Toronto. Raptors at home, getting 5.5. I like Philly. Played one of the premier teams, if you will, even though they didn't prove it last year. Giannis was hurt. Dame Lillard, subpar, if you will. This year, I think they will be top 4 teams in the East. I mean, you have to be. It's Boston. It's going to be Indiana. It's probably going to be Miami and Philly if they can get it together healthy. My Knicks, New York, obviously the Dodgers and Yankees play today. You know what I mean? But I like Philly in this one. I caught the spread last night at 4.5. Now it's 5.5. But I think Philly with Maxey and the rest of the crew that is there, the Kyle Lowrys and, the Andre Drummonds, etc., Kelly Oubre. I think they could go beat Toronto, and I think they could cover the 6. Definitely hoping they cover the 5. Next on the slate, we got Charlotte out in Atlanta. Atlanta -5. I really don't know why Atlanta is -5. Maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 1. Obviously, you had Charlotte. Who they beat in their first game? Who they spanked in the first game? Spanked the Rockets, so they beat the Rockets, and I had the Rockets in that game at home. Getting 5. I like Charlotte. I like Charlotte in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if they win outright. Atlanta's going to be an eye team. I don't think they're really going to be a good team this year. Trae Young may be on the move about trade deadline. Maybe they shopping him around. Maybe he auditioning for another team. Maybe he will stay there. But, in NBA, players move. After a couple of years, you keep losing and losing and losing. There's only been so much getting out of the first round or not even making the playoffs. The good players or the players that want to be great stay on subpar teams. But with that being said, I'm taking Charlotte with the 5, but I wouldn't be surprised if they win the game. Next game on the ticket, we got Detroit, Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland given 11, which is also a lot of points at home. They ex-coach Bickerstaff or whatever coming back. Detroit put up a little fight against Indiana. Indiana is going to be one of the good teams in the NBA this year, I believe, bringing all their players back with some synergy, etc. I can't think of their coach off top, but he is a good coach. You know what I mean? I think he won the championship with Jason Kidd and them in Dallas, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, 11, will I be surprised if Cleveland do what they did to Toronto Raptors and spank them and put the beating on them? Like, did not tell you not to come in this house after curfew? Like, definitely spank them? Of course they could. But I don't think they will. I think Detroit come pull a little more grit. I think Tobias Harris. I think Tim Hardaway. I think the coach, obviously for the Detroit Lions, Pistons, got a little intel on, even though it's not like the NFL to quote the Lions, it's a little more strategic, I think, game planning, 53-man roster, etc. But do we got some insight? Or he like to go left, he like to do this, or they run these type of plays, although it is a new, Atkins or whatever is coaching Cleveland now. With that being said, I'm not going to be surprised if Cleveland win. But I'm going to take Detroit. I'm going to take Detroit. You know what I mean? I'm going to take Detroit with that 11. Next game, Indiana Pacers at my New York Knicks. You know what I mean? Knicks minus 4.5 at the Garden on ESPN. And it's going to be a good game. I believe last year this was the playoffs. Indiana knocked them out. Knicks did end up getting banged up. You know what I mean? Obviously no Randall. I think Ginobili, OG Anunoby got hurt. If I'm not mistaken, Robinson got hurt. We started getting a couple of little knickknacks and getting injured. With that being said, I think the Knicks with the new pieces, losing Andre DaVincio or Dante DaVincio, losing Randall, and just getting Cat back or getting Cat in the folds. They're gonna have to take some time to figure it out. I got Indiana. I think I caught Indiana with 5 last night. I think I caught them with 5.5. I'm about to check right now. We're gonna get a locks out in a minute. Yeah, I got them with 5.5. I jumped on these picks last night. I wasn't playing. I think it'll be a close game up until the end. Maybe the Knicks could. I won't be surprised if my Knicks win. I don't think they're gonna cover though. You know what I mean? That's as a gambler. I'm not over invested in none of the New York teams, but I have to admit I like to be full transparency on my channel. If you tune in again tonight, you'll see. I call a spade a spade. It just is what it is. I see like when I bet against the Knicks, I lose. When I do bet against them, and I bet against them more than I bet with them because they haven't really been good. Then when I do finally jump on, the train and try to ride the wave, they lose. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I definitely hope that don't come back tonight to jam me over. And if they do win, I don't want them to cover at 6. But I'm going with the Pacers. Next game, we got Memphis out at Houston. Houston is minus 3.5. Last night I caught it with 2. And I like Houston. I like Houston to bounce back. Took the loss at home. Memphis, second game on the road. Obviously they played Utah. We had Utah as a lock, and Memphis they won by 2. We had Utah with 3. Now Houston back at home after that loss. I know they probably been scratching their head. Like we got to bring it a little more. And obviously and Duco, you know what I mean? He's a good coach. He definitely galvanized the Boston Celtics before they, took off under Mazier, Tony, whatever his name is, right? So I like Houston. We ain't gonna make this a mad long video. I like Houston, and I like Houston to cover. Next on the slate, we got Chicago Bulls at Milwaukee. We seen Milwaukee beat up on the Philly team that was undermanned, definitely outclassed. And although it looked close in the beginning, Giannis Antetokounmpo had to remind us, like I'm still that guy, even though you haven't seen me in the playoffs in the last 2 years. Oh, well, I think he did play, but then he got hurt against Miami. Fell on his back, almost broke his back, and then he was out of there. And do you ever think about when you out of here? Your record deal, video, like you out of here. So, and then last year, hurt again, right? So, I think he's gonna be on a world tour with Muhammad, my man, going east to every state with the mic in their hand to remind people, like, allow me to reintroduce myself. With all that being said, could they cover on Chicago? Yes, I think they could cover on 10. But I'm going with the 9.5 with Chicago. Ball is back. Zach look healthy. Obviously, they got Josh Giddey. They got a couple of good pieces, Jacoby White, etc. They're more full team, for lack of a better term, than Philly was. And even though they was on the road and now they home, it's like, all right, you did good against a team that's hurting, that's a little limping in. Now let's, see if you can play against the young boys that's ready to roll. And and see how they do against them. So I'm gonna take the 9.5. I'm not gonna overcomplicate it, but I won't be surprised if Milwaukee come and put foot to ass. I'm not gonna be surprised. Next on the slate, we got Golden State out at Utah. Utah getting 6 now. I called it -2.5. You know what I mean? I still like Golden State. I think Golden State Hulk smash. You know what I mean? You see the Hulk smash sign right over there with the. You know what I mean? I think Utah. I think they're gonna be a middle of the pack team. 40 wins, 44 losses. Maybe they make the playoffs at number 9, number 10, 11. Try to sneak their way in there. I like Collins. I like marketing. Obviously at home they got a good home crowd, etc. And they can score. They got a little system. Utah, Spurs, certain teams for just the past histories, past years, they just have they plug players in and they still seem to flow offensively, if you will. But like I was telling my nigga Gray, not only based off the preseason with Golden State being, the only undefeated team and now they 1-0, I think they're gonna surprise people without Klay Thompson. He looked good last night. We had Spurs last night. Klay Thompson, 22. Mavericks look good. Luka looked like he's stumbling and bumbling into the season. That might come back to bite them. They might have to do load management with him because it don't look like he take care of his body like that. He always fall or always grimacing, and I don't know. But anyway, I think Golden State got the offense to win. I think they got the energy to win, play the curve and get nauseous watching the spin. And I think they come out, put foot to ass. I ain't gonna even say I'd be surprised if Utah backdoor. I caught the spread with 2.5, but I think this because I was looking at it like, damn, they getting niggas. And that's why I booked it last night. Hopefully, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn, only 2.5? Golden State can score. They gonna run it up on them, you know what I mean? And they play defense as well. So I think this is about right, 4.5, 5, 6. And I think they win by 10 or better. I ain't gonna lie, I like Golden State. Next game, Phoenix Suns at the Los Angeles Lakers. The Bronny, James out the way now. Now I'm sure they can focus on. He gonna probably be there until the G Leagues open up. But I think they got their moment of clarity out the way. Now it's time to play. Phoenix. We had Phoenix as a lock the other night. Tight that I bet on them, and I realized, look, I'm gonna have to probably make a list. Certain teams, not just bum teams, but soft teams, and real quick, because this is my show, you know what I mean? Even though it's NBA, but it's still Popovich TV, and we live, we rolling, we unscripted. Stephen A. Smith had this shit with Kevin Durant, and he answered back and all that, like, I disagree, you don't know what you're talking about. And as I watched the game, even though I lost, I'm like, damn, every time I put big money on Phoenix, and one of the, I won't even say how much I put on Phoenix. Let's not be that transparent. But last year, we lost a hell of a bag on them on the game. They probably should have won. I probably got to go back and look to see who they played. But anyway, pull something like just $200. I think I put 230. The odds was 115. So 230 to try to win, 200. And they lost to the Clippers. So they won, but they didn't cover the 4.5. But Durant is old, 16 years in the league, not like LeBron, slinky, tender type of guy. So you ain't going to really move no mountains. And, Devin Booker with the Kardashians, Bradley Beal, kind of in my opinion. It's no knock on nobody in case I see y'all niggas when I'm out and about, some of you NBA players, right? Always kind of like second fiddle to John Wall, even though he's still in the league. John Wall is out of here. Do you ever think about just because of the injuries? But never really like that guy. Now you bring all of them together. You got Nurk, who they traded for Joker, which I can't understand that. You got Tyus Jones, but they don't look like they got the dog in them. And you had Cam Newton on First Take the other day. He was like, hurt. You know what I mean? Like, no dogs in them, really. So push come to shove, when they play the Clippers or when they play other teams that's strong, I'm going to be fading their ass. That's why I said all that to say I'm going to be fading their ass. Tonight here, what I've also noticed, trends, this little stuff, because I bet every day, and I guess I've been following the NBA and the NFL and shit like that for the last couple years. I'm gonna say over 5 years, right? Anytime teams swing through the LA area, they got to play the Lakers and then the Clippers back to back because they had the same stadium. Now the Clippers got their own stadium. They either win, then lose, or lose, then win. A lot of teams don't beat both LA teams. And I know that's not what you're supposed to bet on, and it's not even premium for me. I'm going to take the Lakers, but I'm going to take the Lakers because even though Phoenix didn't cover, They won the game, probably not, and now they probably just got to travel short distance to go back to the Crypto Center, not the Staples Center. I see them losing. I see AD, building on his performance in game one, and I see LeBron being a little more assertive in game two. So I got the Lakers. Last game of the night before we get to the locks. Pelicans at Portland. Portland getting 6. I like the Pelicans. I'm gonna take the Pelicans. I'm not gonna Jedi mind trick myself. I think we've been doing that sometimes on the channel. So far, this is day 4. It was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Day 4 of the NBA Picking with Pop, and we plan on rolling all season, and I plan on giving out the picks and being transparent. That's just what I do. That's who I am. Get to know me, right? Pelicans, I think Zion is back tonight. They got Ingram. Obviously, they picked up Devontae Murray. Hurt his, fractured his hand or whatever. I don't know how long he's going to be out. He always seemed to get injured too. Whether it's the foot, whether it's this, whether it's that. Good player on the Spurs. Then he went to Atlanta. I thought he was going to add what Trae Young needed, but apparently it wasn't. They shipped him out. But I'm going with the Pelicans tonight. I think they win. I think they cover. They're looking at Portland, even though they was one of the bad teams last year, you say, damn, they got Anthony Simon, who I think could score with the best of them, right? So why they let Lillard go. You got, let me look at their roster real quick. Schedule, they play Utah. No, not Utah. Play Golden State. Who on their team? Anthony Simon, Jeremy Grant, who I like. DeAndre Ayton, he had 10 and 11. K Murray off the bench. Scoot Henderson, who was a first-round draft pick. So they got some talent, just not really putting it together yet. I think the Pelicans will be one of the best teams out there in the West. I mean, the way OKC looked last night, it looked like you might as well just wrap the West up. And they got Hollistein coming back and somebody else. They're definitely going to be one of the best teams. Made me mad that I took Denver last night over OKC. But I'm going with the Pelicans. And here go the locks, not from Yonkers, but the locks that get you and me the winner chicken dinners. And with that being said, let's get our music going. Like I said,
Yeah.
I did these picks last night.
Rich Famous.
I did these picks last night. Let me see. Yeah, I did a 6-pick for $100. Again, if you're not familiar with my channel, every Friday night I give out the NFL picks for Sunday, and I give out 6 winners. I don't know if I'm gonna give out 6. Obviously, the NBA don't have that many games. First day I gave out 1. Second day I gave out 4. Yesterday I gave out 1. Today is 10 games. I'm feeling good. I'm giving out 6 locks today, and I did the picks last night just to show you. I did it at 12:40 last night. And I put $100 on it. I mean, $100 is $48.41, but on this particular ticket it's $48.87. This is who I like. You know what I mean? I like Philly minus that 4.5. I think they bounce back against Toronto. I like Charlotte against Atlanta. Even if Atlanta squeak it out, I don't think they're covering the spread. I like Indiana Pacers, and I got them with 5.5. All these spreads is different. Got the Pacers with 5.5. I think that's going to be a close game, too. Obviously, a rematch of last year. I like Houston to bounce back at home. I like the Warriors, even though here, again, it's minus 2.5. But I think they go out, smash Utah, show people they good without Klay Thompson. Especially after Klay Thompson showed them last night, like, yeah, we're going to be balling over here in Dallas. I think Golden State do the same. And last but not least, we got the Pelicans minus that 5. You know what I mean? If you ask me who my strongest bets is, obviously you're not going to do a 6-pick parlay like me. My strongest bet tonight is going to be Houston, and I'm going to the gym. Like I said, it's my birthday. I'm gonna go get a haircut. Next up, if you tune in tonight, you're gonna see me looking like a whole new man. You know what I mean? Then we're gonna be getting ready for tonight's show. I'm gonna go put some bets in. You know what I mean? I put bets in online and at the spot so I can get the money back. Just keeping it a buck. I'm going to go put the money on Houston tonight. Houston is the lock tonight. Definitely is the lock. Another lock tonight, a strong who I like. I like Golden State, and I like Charlotte. So those are my 3 strongest locks. Golden State, Houston, and Charlotte. Even though I did a 6-pick, but for the channel tomorrow when we come back on, I only gave y'all 3. All right, so even if the other ones lose, I'm taking Golden State, Houston is the strongest, and Charlotte as my strongest bets for today. But y'all know who y'all was tuned into. Popovich from Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.